Hello my country people, welcome back to the news. Sometimes I wonder, what does Nyesom Wike really gain by destroying people's houses? Houses that has been in existence for over 10 years, for over 20 years, for over 30 years, 40 years and counting. Nyesom Wike will go around destroying people's houses, bringing down structures worth billions of naira over flimsy excuses when there are so many homeless people in Abuja roaming around the streets of Abuja looking for place to live in. Mrs. Rita Ogbebor, the widow of the late Colonel Paul Ogbebor, has stated that she prefers to die. She rather dies than to beg President Bola Tinubu or the FCT minister over a land dispute in Abuja. She made her declaration during a press conference in Abuja, in which she spoke about the demolition notice issued to the residents and the management of Polosha Nigeria Limited, an estate management owned by her late husband. She even said that Nyesom Wike was just 14 years old when her husband brought people to work on the land and contributed his quota to the development of Abuja. According to her, 42 years after, the FCT minister now wants to take the land that her husband sweated for, her husband toiled for, and demolish it and give it to someone named Chinda. The wife of the late military man said those who know her can appeal to Mr. President on her behalf, but she would rather die, she would rather die than to make a personal appeal to Wike or Tinubu over this land issue. Because at this point, she begging them is like she's trying to beg them for this land when she knows that this is the only land her husband has. This is the only piece of land he had when they gave it to him when he was still in the military. And Nyesom Wike was only 14 years old then. He was only 14 years old then. He was just a teenager when they started working on that land. So she would rather, perish than for her to crawl and beg Wike concerning that land in Abuja. My country people, you see this land dispute going on in Abuja. This has attracted nationwide discussions, which prompted the Senate to instruct Wike on Thursday to further halt demolitions until details of the matter are considered. But however, Wike has vowed to continue the demolition exercise, insisting that there are many land grabbers in Abuja. Nyesom Wike, despite the calls from the Senate, has insisted that he will never stop. He will never stop. You see, this particular lady, when she appeared on Arise during that interview, she wept. She wept for her husband's property. Her husband was a colonel, was a Civil War hero, and one of the first generation officers in the Nigerian army. Her husband was given that land. Back then, how many years back? 45 years back, her husband was given that land. She added that they have every necessary document. They had all the complete documents to the land. That's the C of O, certificate of ownership. She has everything. But how come Wike is just coming to revoke the property, which was rightly acquired by her late husband, who fought for the unity of the country and whose country, Polosha, was among the leading firms who constructed prominent infrastructure in the FCT. Her husband worked in Abuja. Her husband was not a land grabber. Her husband was among those who sweated and contributed in building Abuja today. So her husband got that particular land rightfully. He did not grab the land. All the land certificates, all the land documents were given. I mean, it is not an illegal land. But how come Nyesom Wike, who was a teenager yesterday, all of a sudden is now trying to chase her out of her husband's land, something they toiled for? Guys, this is not a nice report at all. Nyesom Wike is really biting more than he can chew in Abuja. For someone to grab land of a land that is over 40-something years old and make it his, Nyesom Wike must really have mind though. Nyesom Wike must really have mind, because this particular lady, it only takes courage it only takes courage and confidence to stand on your ground and insist not to beg. Yes, if it were to be some people, they would have been begging, crying that Tinubu should come to their aid, oh, Tinubu should come and help them, oh, yes, some Wike should. But this lady said she would never beg Wike to show that that property is rightfully hers. So why is Wike trying to grab so much land? What is he going to use them for? Why does Wike have this, this appetite that cannot be satisfied for land acquisition? Nyesom Wike was called upon by Mr. President to be the FCT minister, not to grab lands, but to work for the people of the FCT. Now, Nyesom Wike, within 1 year of his tenure as the FCT minister, has caused damage, has inflicted pains and sufferings to many Abuja residents. For how long will this continue? For how long will they keep on complaining? Wike, Wike, every day, Wike. What is really going on? Nyesom Wike should take it easy, oh. Nyesom Wike should take it easy. This is getting out of hands. And Tinubu, the president, has been so quiet. The president has been so quiet. Like, Tinubu cannot even call this guy to order because he feels, yes, he's doing his job. Or are they working hand in hand? Is Nyesom Wike work collaborating with Tinubu to grab lands from people? Guys, this is actually, serious, because at the end of the day, Nyesom Wike should note that after grabbing all these lands, he will not take them to the grave. Yes, he won't. Either his family members, extended family members, or his children, or other persons will come and take that land back. And he will not remain the FCT minister forever. Another government will still come and take over and would want to reclaim those lands for themselves. So Wike should stop bringing unnecessary curses to himself, because the cry of that old woman will speak against him. The tears of that old lady would speak against him. Someone that is a widow, God would not shut his ears to the cries of a widow, especially if one is being oppressed. So Wike should try to avoid all these things so that he will not inquire curses on himself. He won't inquire the wrath of God on himself, because this is oppression, this is intimidation. And this is really, really, it is more like he's abusing his power as the FCT minister. And if this is not checked, if this is left unchecked, then I don't know what will happen to the FCT people. Guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.